check. I think everything should be going pretty good. Get the phone straight-ish. All right. Welcome to Friday Night Live, guys. Going a couple minutes early, so I'm not going to get into anything crazy until it's actually 8 o'clock. Let me get my chat going. Baron Von Yenzer was the first one here. Good to see you, Von Yenzer, in Texas Fish Room. Good to see both of you guys. Hopefully lighting's okay. I got the light off in my office. If I gotta turn it on, I'll turn it on. But I feel like the computer screens light me up good enough. I almost fell asleep, guys. I was like, I'm getting close to falling asleep. I was getting tired. Made some coffee. It is decaf, but something warm is going to wake me up a bit. Lady Melhead, good to see ya. Aunt Kathy, good to see ya. But good to see everybody. I didn't go live last Friday because I was having my, it's not a surgery, operation. I got my heart catheter last Friday, so I was not able to do a live stream, obviously. It went well, I guess. I guess it went well. I guess I could fill you guys in on that. They went through my wrist. It was super easy, to be honest. I don't even know if this will show up. This little dot, that's where they went in at. So, they used to be always through the groin, but nowadays, I don't know if they've probably been doing this for a long time. I don't know. They made it sound like it's newer. They go through the wrist because it's literally the next day. I was kind of groggy. The next day I was tired, but I functioned fine the next day. There was no, like, it barely even bruised. I had a bruise. I'm trying to not block it. Like a bruise about that big, like that long down my arm. I bruise super easily though. Like I still have bruises from like the IV, and they had to take blood a few days before the operation. And then I actually had to give blood a few days before that in this arm for my work for insurance. Once a year, they do biometrics for insurance. And I just bruised super easily. But that was really the only side effect. I always have bad anxiety. Up until the procedure, I really didn't have much anxiety at all. To be honest, I told them I had high anxiety just in case like I was going to get like a panic attack or something, but I never did. During the operation, I was awake, but they had me on fentanyl, which was pretty legit. Like I felt great, to be honest. And it was like a few minutes. It was over before I knew it, and I even asked them like, "You guys are done already? Like this is crazy." And then I got to see my heart on the. It was like a big screen TV. I don't know how big it was, like 85 inches. It was a huge TV right next to like the called the operating bed, next to the bed, and they showed me like the 3D view of my heart, and you could see the catheter going into my heart, and you could see it releasing the dye, so they could see the arteries. Um, but so everybody's like, "Oh, was it good news or bad news?" It's kind of both, I guess. So technically, so they were checking for any kind of blocked arteries in my heart, and the good news is there's no blockage, like nothing, like it's perfectly fine. That's kind of bad news though, because since I'm in like in heart failure or have heart failure, I mean, um, it was either going to be a blockage, which while they were in there they could put a stent in, or if it was like super crazy block, they said it'd be heart surgery at that point. So it was either going to be a blockage or it's my actual heart muscle. So no blockages, which normally would be a good thing, but since I don't have any, it's my actual heart muscle. So I go Thursday to like a heart specialist to, I guess, continue treatment. This is an ongoing thing in my family. It's a genetic thing. So I already know, keep your salt intake low and, plenty of exercise, all that stuff. So Thursday, I think it's going to be a lot of that, saying like, heart healthy foods and whatnot. But yeah, so that was last Friday. I did something that I haven't done in, I don't know, it feels like 20 years, but it hasn't been that long. But I stayed the night at my parents' house Friday night. I haven't been at my parents' house obviously since I moved out, so it was kind of weird. Not weird, but it was different. You know, waking up in my old house that I grew up in. It was nice because my mom made me breakfast and all that, but basically I was supposed to be with somebody because there's a huge risk of bleeding out um, because they went into an artery, and the whole procedure was like 5 minutes, like not even exaggerating. It was 5 minutes in and out. I still had to wait like 2 hours afterwards because when they're done, they put this clear compression, we'll call it a wristband. You can see through it and it's got air. So they pressurize it with air and it keeps pressure on this artery. Um, and then every like 15 minutes, they can release a little bit of pressure. And then you wait 15 minutes and then they release a little bit because it's super easy to bleed out. I mean, that's the danger of the operation. Um, so it took like almost 2 hours for it to bleed off all the pressure off that wristband, and to where they're like, all right, like go home, like don't use this arm, don't hit anything, don't lift anything more than 5 pounds, which is like a half a gallon of milk or whatever. Um, but they wanted me to be with somebody that night because in case I started bleeding, because you know, if you start bleeding out, you could get lightheaded and pass out, and then that's the end of it. So anyways, sorry, squirrel, but I stayed the night at my parents, and my mom made breakfast in the morning. It was great, and the dogs. And then other reasons the dogs. I didn't want the dogs um, being bored because I knew that Friday night I wasn't going to pay them any attention. But it went pretty well. We got back to their house Friday afternoon. I was at the hospital at like 8 a.m. Got back to their house. I want to say it was like 3 o'clock maybe. And I think I took a nap and then I slept and woke up and went to bed, and I slept a lot Friday night. I think even Saturday. Um, I think I went home and took a nap again. Maybe I don't remember Saturday very much, but yeah. So that was last Friday. So I'm here today for this Friday's live stream. I took Monday off of work just because I was tired and trying to recover, and I just took the day off, to be honest. I went back to work Tuesday and been busy at work all week. I actually work tomorrow. I was actually supposed to work in a few weeks as my normal work day because I just worked a few weekends ago. But a coworker needed somebody to swap, and I was like, you know what, I'll swap with you because the week I have to work is like the week before I go on vacation next month. So I'm like, you know what, let me not work right before I go on vacation. So I swapped with him. Here comes Havana, and she's right in the microphone. Hopefully, it's not loud. I have a microphone right here. She's sniffing and everything, and Charlotte's here too. Um, but yeah, so I guess tonight's live stream it probably won't be very long. I am kind of tired, but Havana, you're like right by the microphone. They're probably like getting their speakers blown out by you. Um, fish wise, nothing. I mean, I haven't done anything really fish related. I'm just keeping fish at this point. Um, I think I mentioned before. The orange laser corridors they bred, and the babies are getting bigger, which is cool. This tank's doing awesome. Doesn't look awesome, but it's just doing awesome. I know Matt Liquid Zoo's buying 4 of the bristlenose pluckos. Bristlenose, brilliant bristlenose. I'll have more for sale. There's I don't know how many babies are in there now. At least a dozen babies. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna get in the chat and see what's going on. Go on, go on, get down. Or don't. You can stay there. Whatever's. Just don't bark. Um, but yeah, so the tank behind me. Um, oh, you just burped. I wonder if you guys hear her burp. So the tank behind me is actually it got duckweed in it, so it's kind of dark looking. It's because the whole top's covered in duckweed, but I'm just leaving it. I'm letting it do its thing. Um, if there's a ton of duckweed, then it's pulling out extra nitrates. And what I noticed though is because it's kind of blacked out the tank. I don't know how well it's showing up. Like it looks brighter on the computer screen than it is here. Um, it's helping with the algae. So because that light's always on, I keep the lights on most of the day because so many pluckers are in there. I want the algae, but it's kind of knocking the algae down a bit, which is it's cool. But I just love looking in there, seeing all the baby brilliant bristlenose. But I want to get in the chat and see what's going on with everybody. Mr. Mellowhead is here. Good to see you. It looks like Mr. Mellowhead is getting into some welding. He posted a picture. Looked like a MIG weld, and I think he said it was his first weld. So good job, buddy, and you'll just get better. And like I said in the post, pretty soon you'll be able to do continuous roll dimes. I noticed it's the start. I call it the start stop. It's where you click the trigger on a MIG gun, you move, you click it. That's not. It's decorative, but it's. I'm sure know with you're very mechanical, but it's not the best way to weld as far as penetration, but it does look nice and it works perfect on thin stuff. But good to see you guys. How is salt not healthy? I use it on everything I cook, especially on the grill. So to be honest, I don't. There's only certain things I add salt to, and I can tell you exactly. There's 3 things I only add salt to. Not saying I don't eat salt. Everything's got salt in it. Whether it's a frozen lean cuisine has salt in it. If it's if you go and get burger somewhere, everything's got salt. But the only thing I add salt to is corn on the cob, hard-boiled eggs. If you eat like a hard-boiled egg raw, I don't know, putting some salt on it is really good. And eating like a raw tomato, so like a slice of tomato with some salt on it, I really like that. Those are the only 3 things, and I don't even eat tomatoes. Like I can't even tell you last time I ate just a tomato. Probably last year when I had tomatoes growing in the backyard. So I did have hard-boiled eggs a few weeks ago, but corn on the cob I haven't had forever either. So I really don't add salt to anything. I was doing the Hello Fresh meals for a while, and I stopped it because they were getting pretty expensive. Like each meal was, I forget how much it was expensive. It was good but expensive. So I was trying to save some money. So I stopped the Hello Fresh stuff. But with like Hello Fresh, they have you add salt. That was the only time I was adding salt was cooking, but that was going from like raw ingredients and adding salt. So it's no different than buying something that's pre-made with salt. But yeah. Nick's here. Good to see you, Nick. Says tank looks good. Thank you so much. That is Nick's old tank, if nobody knows, but Nick in the chat, that was a tank that he gave me. There's a video on my channel of restoring it. It was all like opaque. He got the tank and it was in bad shape, so he started sanding it, and then I got the tank after that, and I just basically buffed it. Corn on the cob must have salt. Yeah, corn on the cob, I'll say it, slathered in butter with salt is so good. And I love, here in Ohio, well, here in Columbus, we have the Ohio State Fair. It's a huge fair. And they have always had the roasted corn on the cob. It's so good. My Aunt Kathy says, nice choices, Steven. Agree. Corn on the cob, eggs, and tomatoes. Zen Ginger, good to see you. But yeah, so salt. I know, watch that. And even like eating salt heavy things, like let's say lean cuisines, and I eat like a lot of lean cuisines because I think it's real easy and they're like fairly expensive. It's like $3, and I come home every day for lunch to like let the dogs out. Kind of I use that as my I get an hour lunch break, but with drive time I'm only home maybe like half an hour or so, 35 minutes. Or 40 minutes. But throwing a lean cuisine in the microwave, it's super easy, and I think they taste good. But they're high in salt. But if you look at what your daily value of salt is, I'm always under daily value because I don't add salt to anything. But there's people that would like, well, I don't want to sound like I'm looking down on these people. I'm not. I'm not judging. But people will go get like the saltiest fries from like McDonald's or whatever fast food place, and then still pour salt on top. I'm just not big into salt. I mean, there's times where I've gotten fast food fries from whatever place, and they're like, I think they're too salty. But Nick says, I love eating garlic salt. I love garlic salt. I love garlic's good. I actually had garlic bread with dinner tonight. Yeah, so fish wise, nothing really new. Just everything's still doing as it should, I guess. I gave the goldfish, the community tank, the 75-gallon, a ton of duckweed. Actually, out of this tank, which it's completely covered in duckweed again. Um, I just take a big scoop of the net and I put it in the other tank, and the goldfish eat it. Which the only problem is it makes that tank super cloudy. I think with them eating the duckweed and it breaks down into like really tiny particles, and that canister filter I'm sure is clogged. It's still flowing water, but the water is so cloudy, and it's not like bacterial bloom. It's particles, and it clears up. But I think they chew up that duckweed, and then they sift through the sand. It just makes the water look horrible. You can have some of my blackbeard algae if you would like it. I had I had blackbeard algae in this tank, and then it turned into like greenbeard algae. I know like that's not a thing, but I had blackbeard algae everywhere, and then all of a sudden it turned green. So I don't know what's up with that. It just became like string algae, I guess. Um, but now that I'm looking at it, I think the duckweed's helping mitigate that because I noticed that the algae's way down. But I've been leaving it, and it's really been helping out with the brilliant bristlenose plecos. I still haven't figured out a price what I'm going to list them on or list them at. I'm probably going to sell them not on the website, but go straight to eBay because these are super rare plecos. Um, I'm gonna Google it right now and see if anybody new's got them up because last time we talked about this, I couldn't find anybody selling them. There's people that have them listed. Um, Just Cichlids has it listed, but they haven't been in stock. And I think I've been watching them for like a year, and they haven't had them in a year. Um, Discus Madness lists them, but unavailable. I don't know what people were selling these at because as soon as they list them as not available, it doesn't show pricing. But I'll probably be putting them on eBay probably for somewhere around $50 a piece. Oh, my dad's here. Hi, Dad. He said you can request no salt in your fries at any fast food. We started doing it lately. Yeah, it's not that I don't want the salt. It's just sometimes it's too much. So maybe what I'll do is I'll request no salt and then get salt like on the side, like a salt packet, and then I can add a little bit of salt because um, just sometimes they put way too much on there. Fish and Floral says instead of salt, I'm a pepper fanatic. I never add pepper to anything. I can't think of anything I add pepper to, unless you're doing like a recipe where it calls for pepper. I don't add pepper to anything. Von Yinzer says corn on the cob is awesome. However, elotes. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Elotes, the classic Mexican street food of corn on the cob, charred on the grill, and then slathered in spicy and creamy chili, garlic, and I don't know that how to say that either. Something cheese, spiked sauce are the best way to serve corn. Period. I've never had it. The Ohio State Fair is definitely charred on the grill, but I don't. They don't have like the chili and stuff. But that sounds Really, really good. Nick says, "What eats bearded algae? Black bearded algae." Um, I don't want to say for sure. I don't know if Otto's would. Otto Cinquus might mess with it. I know for a fact that brilliant bristlenose plecos and super red plecos do not. The guppies pick at it, but they don't really get rid of it. Um, so maybe an Otto, but I've never had a fish that I could tell you for sure. Maybe somebody in the chat knows and they can say what would eat it, but I don't know. Munionzer said, I guess if one is hungry enough. Skull Aquatics, good to see you. Scrolling, how much do Google? How much do LXX cost? Look for the most recent info. Oh, I didn't Google how much they cost. I just Googled for sale. How much does L107 cost? Look for the most recent info. Discus Madness says that the Pleco can reach a size just over 5 inches. I find that to be probably not true. Um, I would say the average adult size is 4 inches. For anybody who wants to know, these guys are my breeding group. They're years old, years old. Like they're not going to get any bigger. And I would say they're about 4. Maybe the biggest male is like 4.5, but um, it says that they can reach a little over 5 inches. I would say that's pretty rare, at least in my experience. In a 55 gallon, they're 4.5 maybe. But anyways, that didn't show me a price. I'm just gonna click every link. That's a catfish log. Like, there's really not, like, you guys can Google it right now. How much does the L107 Pleco cost? The first 3 links are about the L107. 4 links. After that, it's like the wrong Pleco. So like they're not out there. They're not as popular. I mean, it took me what, well over a year and a half before I got my first babies, and it was one baby to be honest, and they were breeding previously. Like they're not an easy one to breed, except for right now. Now that the tank's quote unquote dirty, they're breeding like crazy, which is sweet. But um, yeah, I don't know. They're definitely. I think they're worth at least 50 for sure. What I'll do is I'll probably put like one on eBay at $50 and see how quickly it sells. If it sells super quick, then I'll know I can raise the price, and we'll go from there. It could be. I mean, I don't know. It could be $100 Pleco for all I know. And people, don't be surprised because people were paying what, $300+ for a zebra Pleco. So I don't know. I know I have the market for sure. I mean, I got at least a dozen that I could sell right now, and there's not a single one. Ooh, I don't want to say that. There could be one on eBay. I didn't check eBay. Let me look on eBay. Search L107, and the only thing pops up is the L104, which is a clown dwarf Pleco, it says. And everything else, the closest thing that looks like it is the Galaxy Pleco, which is the L240, and it's listed for $75 plus shipping. Rare chubby pleco. Okay. I wonder if people are actually selling these at these prices. Because if they are, I need to start selling on eBay. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm getting sidetracked looking at plecos on eBay now. They're super expensive. All right. Sorry, guys. I was getting sidetracked. Let me see what is happening. Texas Fish Room says, I have tons of seasoning. Wife always tells me I have enough. I actually need to go get some more now that I think about it. I grilled out last Thursday, the day before my heart cath. I grilled out and I ran out of seasoning and I didn't realize it and sucked. I went to go put a steak on the grill. I'm like, I don't have seasoning. So I just did some salt. I added salt because I didn't have seasoning. Added salt and cayenne pepper to it, and I liked it. Ohio State Fair is where I first was introduced for fries with vinegar. Also, Def Leppard. I like the fries. I like the fries better. I'm not into vinegar fries. It's just not my thing. I'm not a big vinegar. I'm not a vinegar. I was gonna say a big vinegar fan. I'm not a vinegar fan. Yeah, it's not my thing. I know it's popular, at least popular here in Ohio, but it's not my thing. I think Ohio State Fair, what it introduced me to is the roasted corn on the grill, the Krispy Kreme hamburger. So they took was it two donuts? I don't know if they took two donuts or they took one donut and they sliced it in half, but they used a Krispy Kreme donut as the bun. Sounds horrible, guys, but you gotta try it at the fair. It was actually really good. It was just like sweet, but like I think like you get the sweetness of the donut, like because it's a cream or not a cream donut, but a glazed donut, and then like the hamburger, I think they did like extra salty or something because it was a sweet and salty mix. It was really good, but the fair had that, and then the deep fried whatever you want basically at the fair, deep fried Snickers bars, all that stuff. And a lot of that stuff sounds terrible to me. The first time I ever actually had a deep fried Snickers bar was at Bob Evans in high school. When I was 16, I worked at Bob Evans, and our manager was always talked about him, and we never heard of it. Like me and like other servers or the bussers. This manager was talking about deep fried Snickers, and we thought it was the stupidest thing. Like who deep fries a Snickers bar? It sounds terrible, and to me it sounded disgusting. I'll be honest. But he's like, go get a Snickers bar out of our, how Bob Evans sells candies. He's like, go grab one. So we grabbed one. He dunked it in pancake batter, and this is at Bob Evans. Stuck it in the deep fryer, just I don't know, for a few seconds. It wasn't very long, and then he had cut it up into pieces, little pieces, so a bunch of us could try it. And we all tried it, and it was amazing. And I don't know if they use like pancake batter normally, or if he just used that since that's what we had, but it was really good. Metalhead said like 86 ish. What was 86 ish? Temperature? I hope you're not talking about the year 1986. That's when you were at the fair. That can't be right. You're not that old. I was born in 86. Bunions are said malt vinegar on fries is the best. I'm just not a malt vinegar person. I wish your PC was water cooled with aquarium water. Well, it is water cooled. That's what these lines are, but it's not aquarium water. But there was a video I saw. Uh, I have some buddies that are in the military that I play video games with. Well, I haven't played with them since like December, so I should probably get a hold of them. But since the whole heart thing, I haven't done anything as far as like video games. I used to play with my cousin a lot. My cousin Brian, my aunt Kathy, her son Brian, I would play with this military video game with, but I haven't played with him since at least December, I think, if not past then. But they always see the tank in the aquarium, and somebody, one guy, just the other day was like, "Aren't you afraid of having water next to your computer?" I'm like, "Well, there's water in the computer. Like this is a water loop, so there's water in there cooling it. So no, that doesn't bother me." But anyways, they were talking about, there was a video where they did put a computer in a fish tank, but what they're doing is they're using mineral oil because it's not electrically conductive. So it's not a real fish tank. It was a fish tank, but it had oil in it, not water. All right, that'd be pretty cool. How many Pluckos do you have? Pluckos in general, there's dozens and dozens and dozens because they're in so many tanks in the house. In here, there's yes, there's probably maybe 2 dozen super reds of varying ages, anything from adults that are breeding to babies. You won't be able to see them this big. I guess I can show you. I'm going to have to be gentle because the microphone is hooked up to this. So slide this out of the holder, and then I got to grab this, and I got to flip you around. So there's like an adult super red back there, and then there was a younger one that shot off. Here's a young one right here on the front. If it'll focus, maybe not. And then the adult brilliance. Sorry about the green hue. It's because of the duckweed. You can see it's covered. And then the baby, there's 2 different generations super reds right there. Well, one just ran behind the leaf. But as far as the brilliant bristlenose, obviously there's the adults. Well, there's a baby brilliant. There's a baby in this leaf. It's going to be hard to see. There's one on the other side of the leaf. There's one right there. And then over here, where's my finger? There's one. There's another baby. There's another. Oh, it's focusing on the glass. There's another baby. There's another baby. There's another baby. So there's 3 in that picture right there. So the brilliant bristlenose are just, ever since I just stopped cleaning this tank and I just let the algae take over, they're going nuts. I mean, they really are. I'm trying not to move a bunch of stuff. So there's another baby brilliant bristlenose. And it's fun because, like, you just start looking and you just start finding more and more and more. And that's what makes it fun. So, yeah. And then, so there's a baby that just went down there. Try and get the angles, baby. Baby right there. There's a ton of them. So, I originally had confirmed. Wait, why are we not? There we go. So, sorry, hang on one second. Let me put you guys back. So originally there was confirmed 9. I think is what the original confirmation number was. I found there was 9, and then weeks later I found more and more, and well, I'm looking at the live stream and it's just my hand. I don't know how long that was going on for, but hopefully that catches up because that's weird. So anyways, I'm going to keep talking until my video comes back, because right now it looks like it's at my hand. Oh, wait. No, it's my computer messing up. Hopefully we're still live, because my computer is like freaking out. Click refresh. I think we're good. Okay. 9L107. Originally there was 9L107 babies. There's definitely a dozen to 2 dozen now. Adult-wise, L107s, there's around, I forget how many I bought. I'm guessing around 11. 11 or 12. I think what I bought, I know one has died in the past, however long I've had them now, 3 years. One adult has died. You guys might have to refresh because I end up refreshing my website, the YouTube page, and the videos back. Are they all for sale? The adults, no. The adults are breeding. That's all they're in there for is breeding. The babies will be for sale. I haven't listed them yet. Matt messaged me and he bought 4 of them. Matt already bought a couple off me, so he wanted more. He bought a couple of my originals. I hatched out, I guess, because I guess it's technically hatched like a year ago. But he wanted more, and since I got a bunch more, he messaged me, so he's buying 4 more. And then, yeah, the other, I mean, they're still pretty small. They're different sizes. You know, the biggest one might be like 1.5 inches, maybe. I don't know where he's at. The problem is I don't know what I'm going to be able to catch. So I won't be able to guarantee you, like, hey, I'm going to send you 1.25 inch one or versus like an inch one because, you know, you guys can see how like dense this tank is. It's planted and, you know, they're small, so they hide very well. There's one baby in there that's pretty hefty. I don't know where he's at right now, but he's pretty hefty. Still black even after restarting app. I'm not sure why it's still black because it's definitely showing, like, I'm on my computer and I'm watching the live stream because I have it up so that way I can see the chat. So I'm not sure. No video, but we can hear you. I don't know. TV is even black. I don't know why I can see myself on the computer. Still black on my PC. I'm gonna hit refresh one more time. I mean, I see it. Well, now that I hit refresh, it's black. So it worked until I hit refresh. But you can hear me. What did I do? Let me try flipping the cameras and see if that did something. I don't know why it would be black. Did you switch to the current camera that's on the screen? So I'm going live from my cell phone, so I'm able to switch from front to back camera. I don't know. What's weird is what is going on? Let me try refreshing one more time. So I refresh and now I can see myself again. So, oh wait, let me listen to the audio. Oh no, it crashed. So it's replaying my live stream from the beginning of it. So I don't know. I don't know why it did that. YouTube hates me, I guess, tonight. Anyways, guys, Nick says sorry for screwing up your stream. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm gonna just keep talking. Nick says sorry for screwing up your stream. I'll see myself out. That's no big deal. I blame the aquarium water cooled. Still black, but voice is still good. Okay, well, I'm gonna just talk for a minute. Because this is gonna make for a horrible replay video. But while you guys are here, I'll keep talking. Let me scroll up and see if there was anything I missed. I don't think so. Best fried food is chicken fried bacon. What? Chicken fried bacon? Don't even know what that is. Podcast. Audio hasn't missed a beat. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what happened. I did refresh my stream on the computer, but now it's the text, like the super chat, or not super chat. The chat is like up to date, but the video totally restarted from the beginning. I don't know what's up with that, but anywho, and I just clicked refresh, and it's back to the black screen. So that's good. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Von User said, thanks for the stream. I gotta get some stuff done around the house. So glad to catch you live tonight at SEO Aquatics. Going to have to keep an eye out for those L107s. They are rad. Drop me a line. Yeah, what I'll do is, I haven't done it in a long time, but I'll probably send out an email to the subscribers if you're subscribed on the website, and I'll submit a link to, like, if I put it on eBay. Oh, Charlotte is sniffing the microphone. So if you guys hear anything, it's Charlotte's nose. I will, blast out an email like, hey, if you've been waiting for like an L107, if you're interested in L107, here's the link. I don't know if I should, maybe I'll post one as like a auction and just see what people will pay for it. And then that kind of gives me an estimate of what I can sell them for. Because it's one of those things where it's like, they're rare enough that I don't know what to sell them at. So I don't want to like sound like I'm greedy trying to get, $300 for them like a zebra pleco, but I don't want to undersell them especially when I just saw like some, I don't want to say common, but easily attainable plecos are going for $80+. But yeah, subscriber giveaway. I could, but I don't. I feel like probably it's going to be a while before I do another subscriber giveaway, because the last one I did was like quite a bit of money I gave away. So I'll probably hold off. And then with fish, trying to give away fish and paying for shipping and all that will kind of suck. But we'll see. Maybe one day. It's like the scene in that movie Airplane where the guy disconnects a cord that turns off the runway lights. Yeah. Nick says, I'll email you about Super Reds. Yeah, I got Super Reds. Definitely got babies and a little bit bigger ones. I'll go see what's in the fish room too, because I got some Super Reds out in the fish room. They're not, at least I don't think they're breeding out there. Lots of females, it turns out. Baron von Yizer bought Super Reds from me, and they're pretty much always females. Like, I rarely ever see a male. I might only have one male for all I know, and that's the one that's breeding. But as far as the babies, they're all females. But that might be a temperature thing. I don't know if the hot tank, since the tank's hot for the L107s, if it has an effect on what comes out of the Super Reds. Maybe that's why it's all females. Maybe if it was cooler, it'd be more males. But anyway, Chevy Fish, good to see you. Like chicken fried steak, but bacon instead of steak. Basically everything you shouldn't be eating, right? All right, guys. I feel weird talking to a black screen, so I mean, I guess if it was a podcast, it'd be normal. But do you have some larger Super Reds? No preference on male, female. Yeah, I definitely have larger females. I'd had to definitely out in the fish room. I got larger ones I could sell. But yeah, shoot me an email or a message or whatever, and I'll see what I can find out in the fish room. But I know there's larger ones out there for sure. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call that a wraps for tonight, which works out. I'm kind of tired, so thanks for hanging out, even with the black screen of death over here. I will see you, I don't know when. I don't know if it'll be next Friday or if it'll be in a month from now, but I will try to go live when I go live again. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Have a great weekend, and happy Memorial Day, and remember what Memorial Day is for. And I will see you guys.